Welcome to Sober.Coffee, a weekly coffee chat sharing experience, strength, and hope for anyone on the sober road to recovery. You can download Sober.Coffee weekly on all podcast platforms and check us out on Instagram at Sober.Coffee Podcast and on Twitter at Sober.Coffee Pod. To learn more about us and to help support these sessions, visit online at Sober.Coffee. Here are your hosts, two guys on their own path to recovery, Mike and Glenn. Let's join them at the coffee shop.
Two guys on their own path, but we got a table for three today. We'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, three guys on their own path to recovery.
Love it, man. Love it. Similar paths, though.
So, you know,
I was saying
last night, it's amazing because the stories are all different, right? The details are different, but the destination, the intersection that we're at, you know, here on a Saturday morning, remote broadcasting from Frankfort, Illinois, a retreat, the retreat series. That's right, but we're here. We're here together, and again, we've got Mike joining us this morning, and he's got different details to his story. But our destination, we ended up at the same place in a great weekend, right?
Oh yeah, it was a great weekend.
Yeah, Mike, welcome. So one of the things I just want to kick off with, morning guys. It's early in the morning. We have plenty of coffee.
Yes.
Actually, boiled out coffee. BoiledOutCoffee.com, outstanding small batch.
You like coffee, Mike?
It's really good stuff. There we go. There's a bag for you.
Oh, thank you. Mike. Appreciate that.
You have to grind.
You got to grind it up.
Grind it up, but it's absolutely yummy. So one of the things, a couple things, we just met Mike 2, right? You're Mike 1. This is
Mike 1, Mike 2.
Mike 2. Mike. New Mike. Right?
New Mike.
So just met new Mike, and I love retreats, getting to know people, right? Getting to hear their story, getting to hear where they're at. Mm-hmm. And Mike got about 5 months of sobriety, right?
Wow, congratulations, man. That's awesome.
So I'm sitting in the room, right, and we're doing a sobriety countdown, right? And there's 37 years, right?
Shoot.
And frankly,
by the way, I'll be technically or statistically speaking, I'll be dead before I'm sober for 37 years.
Yeah.
I have a grander shot at being DEAD.
I think it's a good shot of that, right?
Yes.
But I think you still shoot for it, though.
I shoot for it.
But then we have 37 years all the way down to 5 months, right? Mm-hmm. And my reaction to that is, as I talk to both subsets, right? Mm-hmm. I get more out of connecting and sitting with Mike, right? Because I can relate to Mike and where he's at, right? Where maybe some of my mess can help him, right? Or be a message, right? I can't relate. I don't know what 37 years is like, right?
Well, the other thing is, what do I bring to a person who's got 37 years sobriety? I can't tell them their life is going to get better. They know that the sobriety path. But working with Mike, I'm like, hang in there, man, because I'm telling you things get better. You know?
First thing I have to recognize.
Yes.
It takes guts.
Yes.
Also known as guts. Mikey almost said.
Cleaning it up.
Mikey almost said.
That's right.
It takes guts, man, to have 5 months sobriety. Go to a retreat.
Right.
Right? I mean, you kind of walk in. It's almost like going to the AA room for the first time. You're like, oh, what's this? This is wackiness. Right. What's going on here? What's going on?
I don't want to be here
with this cult, right? But then to go to a retreat is almost similar to that, right? This is your first one, right?
Yeah, my first retreat. Yeah.
So you kind of walk in. You're like, what's this all about, man? What's all these crosses on the wall? We're in some Catholic retreat center, right? What's all these crosses, man? What's all what's all this crap, right? And so I can remember how that felt, right? And then, man, people are talking to me, right? Like, what the crap? I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to sit and observe, right? And then to get on a podcast, right?
I know.
Mike's like, I have no idea what's going to happen, man.
Yeah,
what's this about?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's been great to get to know you. Your kids, you got their kids. And it's just, again, I have so much hope for you.
Thank you.
And that's what thrills me. So what made you come into the rooms of AA? I mean, what? Right? I mean, you didn't wake up at 7 years old saying, "Hey, I think I'm going to be an AA when I grow up."
Yeah, I was going down the wrong path. I had to go to rehab and stuff just to get back into my union. And they were doing tests, and I was drinking so bad. I knew I had a problem. I was not only hurting my liver, I got holes in my pancreas too. And it's like, just realizing you're actually drinking yourself to death. You've heard stories, but you're actually doing it yourself.
I was doing it. Yeah. I mean, I was not a 30-pack beer guy. I was the hard stuff. I was the I mean, I was doing a lot of it. And how much can your body put up with?
We were just talking about that at breakfast, like, oh yeah, drink this or drink that, and then everybody seems to land on vodka just because
it's cheap.
It's
cheap and it's clear. It goes in a water bottle.
Right. You're not working and you need a quick fix. You can go get some cheap vodka.
And vodka doesn't smell.
Yeah, that's what they say. But
bullshit.
Right.
Vodka smells.
Yeah, vodka smells.
So you kind of you had to make a change for health reasons and professional reasons.
Correct. Yes.
But here's my key question. At some point, because I think I've got to know you well enough that you're in this for you. You're not in this for the union anymore.
Right. Yeah. No,
you're in this for you, and I think
me
that's
and my kids,
the secret ingredient.
Yeah. Well, you got to make it about you, But like I was sharing the one time. My oldest son was even keeping track of how long I was sober, and that kind of hit home too. He's like,
he's got a sobriety calendar.
He knew how many months, and so that really
he has a vested interest,
right? And he's always playing with the AA coins and stuff.
Okay.
So that hit home when he knew how sober or how long I had been sober. So I was like,
how's he like you now at 5 months?
The funniest thing, the one time I was jumping around and I was putting on music in his room, and he's like, how do you have so much energy this morning? I was like, I don't drink anymore. Get up, let's go.
Come on, let's go. He's like, have a drink, Dad.
Yeah, right.
Don't
calm down. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a speaker. I put on all kinds of music trying to wake him up. He's like, get out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah, all right. Well, it was probably because you had the bad choice of music.
Oh, well, no. I put on the
80s.
I put on the Chicago Bulls anthem.
There you go. So we're at a retreat.
Yes.
Tell me kind of your takeaway from, it's the seeds we sow, I think is the theme, but tell me a little bit about your takeaway from the experience so far. What is your big walk away?
Just more people have more experience than me, that's for sure. I was sharing the one time how everybody was telling their stories, and it was like, I don't know, not to say like professional, but just like, when I tell my story, I'm bouncing around, and then this happened, and then, go back and...
That was our life, bouncing around,
right? So I think people got a better grasp. I'm still new to this, but, I'm definitely learning, keeping an open mind, and I liked, people saying patience. It's not just going to happen overnight. It's kind of, day by day.
And that pisses me off so bad because I want it now.
Yeah, me too.
But it took it took you years of abuse. Isn't going to get fixed in one day. I mean, there's just a balance.
But it takes you a while to figure that out.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
yes.
It takes a while.
So what was like kind of one point that really struck with you? Patience.
Yeah,
I think is a big one. And what else really struck with you?
I never really meditated yet. That was the first time here that I did a meditation. And then we prayed for things, and it almost felt like to say it out loud, in the chapel, it might have sank home a little bit more for me because I was already tearing up a little bit, so. But just, definitely first retreat is not what I didn't know what to expect, actually, but met a lot of good people and shared stories, and definitely plan on doing it again. I hope so.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's to me, you bring up that sharing. People say that AA meetings are like group counseling, right?
Right.
But you're right. There's a value in telling on yourself or expressing the struggle that you have at any given point, and then you listen to other people as they share, and they're not talking to you, but yet they are.
Right.
It's like, right, Glenn? I mean, it just there's a value to that open forum, and I'll just stop by saying that there's the undergird of honesty. Nobody's in this for a transaction. They're in it for honesty.
Well, that's what I love about AA is there is honesty. It's a forum to be wide open. You got hemorrhoids, say you got hemorrhoids. It doesn't matter, right? Just come as you are, and we will meet, as Karen says, we will meet you where you're at, and that is so true. And secondly, there's no judgment.
Yeah, right.
Right. I mean, that's what. Right. I mean, I do presentations for work, and I'm so particular, right? And I had a chance to share a couple seeds yesterday, and I'm like, it was just a whole different format because there's no judgment.
Yeah, the audience is
right.
It's just
if I stay on my shirt, if I drip food on my shirt. Doesn't matter, right? And there's very few places in this world where you're accepted, you're loved, people will reach out and do anything for you. I've had more help in AA than anywhere else in this world. Yeah. And guess what? Nobody asks for anything.
Yeah, it's not transactional.
It's not transactional. They will just keep giving and giving and giving. It's just so unusual and so against how the world works.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Like I said too about sharing, you can pray and keep it to yourself, but it's almost like a burden off your chest when you let somebody else hears, and then they can relate because they've been down the same road. And
so a quick phrase for that: a problem shared is a problem halved.
Yeah,
and that's fact.
Yeah.
So now I just spew all my problems, and that's why I live so great, because I'm like, I don't have to
keep
worry
the hemorrhoid thing to yourself.
I don't have to worry about much.
Yeah,
I tell you about my hemorrhoids.
We don't really care.
What was it? A problem shared, a problem had?
Halved.
Cut half.
Like, okay. Oh, gotcha.
Cut half. Because you don't have to carry the whole thing anymore.
Right.
You got people on your side. You got people helping. You got people engaged. You got people with solutions. Right? I mean, just chat with a couple of people around here through the weekend. There's so many ideas and there's so many experiences. And it just amazes me how I thought I was the smartest guy in the room, and my ego, and I had to have all the answers, and everything Glenn touches turns to gold. And that's so much pressure, and it's so much bullshit. It just blows me away. And now, like at work, I have a lot of challenges at work. I carry none of them. I have 8 advisors at work, and I almost have too many, right? But I got somebody to call about any problem because I know, being in AA, you become very self-aware, right? And in chatting with you, Mike, you're starting to be self-aware of some things, and you just become self-aware. And I know when I'm over my skis, and that's the beauty of the program and beauty of building community and building a network, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
I really.
So I'm excited for you, man. I really am juiced for you and your path. There is a solution, right? There's a chapter in the big book.
Right,
there is a solution.
Yep. And I think
doesn't say there might be.
No, it says there is.
There is.
I mean, hang on the words. So
words matter.
I think the other thing is that I was told early on there's 2 kinds of people, right? I mean, there's people that are going to kind of come into the room and they're kind of hit or miss, and you see them and then you don't see them, and you're picking up kind of an aura of their level of commitment. I want to say to you publicly that. The other thing is to stick with the winners, and I think you're a winner. I think you're going to
appreciate that.
Yeah, I think when you talk about your kids, the pride you have for them. I think when you talk about you're just being honest, as Glenn said, and open. I think you're a winner. I think I have a pretty good gauge on that. So I think you're going to make it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still, I have the stinking thinking and stuff, but
yeah, but you know what? That takes time.
Right.
Patience.
It takes time. It takes experience. It takes, to build up sober confidence, right? You got to walk, hey, I got through that. I didn't have to drink. I got through that. I didn't have to drink. Boy, I got through that situation where I normally would have flipped out. I used this tool that I learned from here, and I used that tool, and I got through it, and I got better results. And then all of a sudden that dial from faith to fact, man, you're like, this shit works.
Yeah. Right. Build an army.
Yep.
So, Mike, close out. Let the listeners know they're considering they're maybe new 4 or 5, 5 months, 6 months. Encourage them or discourage them to work the program and go to a retreat. What do you
definitely come to a retreat. You can be open and honest, and like you say, it's different than anywhere else. I learned the hard way sharing stuff at work, kind of bit me, but you come to a retreat or AA, everybody comes with open arms. It's a great feeling to get off your chest, because if you're carrying something you can't carry anymore, it's a release, and really a great thing. I'm really appreciative for it. So if you're newly sober, check out a meeting, check out a retreat.
Yeah, sounds
awesome,
good, man.
Great to have you on, Mike.
Yeah,
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thanks,
I love
man.
staying connected with you.
Good luck.
See you,
Bye,
brother.
man.
All right.
Thanks for joining us for today's coffee chat. To contact the show, email us at podcast@sober.coffee. If you need immediate help, the AA hotline is 800-839-1686. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 800-273-8255. Remember, Mike and Glenn are sharing their own journey on the path to recovery. Any suggestions, medical or otherwise, are their own experiences and should not be viewed as professional advice. See you next week, and remember, there is a solution.